Where was that here? Was it here?
It was here at my barbershop.
Ain't that a
At my barbershop, like a Tuesday, Wednesday morning, sitting there, just got through cutting 2 heads. And I was sitting at the computer. Guy came in and started shooting.
From a man who says he chased the gunman who shot a popular Atlanta rapper's father. Channel 2's Tom Jones now live in Northwest Atlanta, where police say, Tom, that the gunman got away in a black Honda Accord.
Justin, that's right. That's also the description of the car that witness told me. He chased down this road after he heard gunshots coming from Lamar's barbershop. The victim survived the shooting, a shooting many in this community think is connected to the victim's son, Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan is here.
Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan, whose real name is DeQuantis Lamar, is one of the hottest artists around.
I'm a smooth operator.
He's also known for his close relationship with his father, Corey Lamar.
Where your palm?
Saw that.
Yeah, the crib, man, here in Atlanta, man. Cool, man.
Some here at Lamar's barbershop are wondering if an alleged feud between Quan and other rappers led to Corey Lamar being shot 4 times inside his barbershop. Atlanta police say the gunman came in the shop and opened fire.
So I heard about 3 gunshots, and so I saw the guy come out.
Van White says he heard the gunshots, saw the gunman, and chased him, but he got away.
Like a Tuesday, Wednesday morning, sitting there, just got through cutting 2 heads. And I was sitting at the computer. Guy came in and started shooting.
He came in, so this wasn't even a drive-by.
No, I came into the barbershop.
Shooting at you, shooting at
it was I was targeted.
What?
For something that had nothing to do with me, and it came from the rap industry. I've been at the barbershop 26 years. You seen the movie The Barbershop?
Yeah.
Same scenario.
So
man.
is this the same Woody we're talking about on the stand?
And if you ain't talking no dough, then I ain't interested. Look, they say the sky's the limit, I'm going farther than that. She keep blowing on my phone, so I called her mama, come get your daughter back. They just want a little bit of fame, get them boys whack. What, baby? Little one eye, bust your brain, better get a hard hat. They say the sky's the limit, I'm going farther. They can try to, but can't kill me. I'm immortal. I just bought a nigga life, ass and did a side, come with that order. You lazy, the reason you broke, you don't know how to hustle. Don't try me, they know I'm stressed on. Red rum, red dot. Hit the block when 12 come. Look, know I'm thugging to the fullest, asking for a bullet, cause he never felt one. Stick him to the wall, this a nail gun. Riding with my dog, trying to nail something. Yeah. I said that on you when he got your partner too.
See, that's real.
That's Quan daddy right there.
And see, like when you reached out, I had been following you.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, dude had them real. Like you get into, like, see, with me, I don't have nothing to hide.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, man, God put me in this platform for a reason. So guess what? I'm gonna use it.
That's a fact.
I look at a lot of your interviews, bro.
I appreciate
a
that.
lot
bro.
of them, man.
I appreciate
for real,
that.
bro.
I appreciate that. I thank you, bro, for sure. Like I always tell people, bro, like Atlanta really love Long.
They do,
bro.
man.
I'm talking about,
They
bro,
do.
when I'm down here, it feel I be getting so much love, bro.
Yeah, I know it. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Cause see the authenticity in you, bro. You ain't fake.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, and that's literally what I get
Yeah,
too,
no
bro,
doubt.
from everybody.
Guess what? You ask the questions people want to know the answers
Yes,
to, man.
Lord.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And guess what? When somebody come in, they feel your spirit.
Right.
They feel you genuine.
Yes.
They know, hey man, I'm doing this to make a living.
Right.
But I'm doing this for the streets too,
Yes.
man. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you ain't forgot where you came from. And when I see your interviews, even when you interview Quan,
Yeah.
I like how you was challenging him.
Yeah.
Like, hey Quan, you can't tell me that, brother. It's me.
Right.
So you know I watched the whole interview.
And
You
guess
feel
what?
me?
Quan would always tell me, man, he like, bro, you probably the best that I done sat next
with
to doing
real
this. And I'd be like, and I always took that as like a honor, you
It's
know what I'm
real.
saying? Cause
It's
he
real.
been in the game so long. He done been in
He
BETs
done-
and MTVs
yeah,
and billboards and right. And it's like for him to understand that, yo, what you are distributing, bro, is a little different, right?
Very.
Than what's going on. He would tell me that flat out, like just on some. Bro, anytime I join his live or anything, be like, Long, man, we got to get another one in, man. That the best. And I'd be like, man,
see,
really
when I look
appreciate
at yours, but you know what? It ain't scripted, bro.
Right.
You come right off the top.
Yeah,
You
you
feel
see,
me?
we don't got no
Yeah,
notes. We
that's what
finna
I'm
just
saying.
chop it up, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the
Yeah.
best part of this game, bro. It's like, and sometimes I ask myself, could anybody else do it like you do it, bro? By themselves, nobody around? Because you got to be the truth doing it like this.
Believe
it
that.
can't be, because usually what makes a rapper powerful is just 30 niggas around him. And he drawing, I take your lingo, how you dress, how you look. Like he done kind of Mr. Potato Head in himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know, in today's society, that's what they doing, bro. Like don't know, like see, you're organic.
Yeah.
I got a partner, he called me the other day, his cousin want to get in the tow truck business because he in the game. But he like, hey, bro, you got to find your own way. But see, guess what? You found your own way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see, I'm old school. I can see it, bro.
Right.
I can see the scripted ones. I can see the ones who here just for the paper.
Yeah.
And I can see the ones, man, that here really trying to make a difference,
Yes.
man. And guess
Yes.
what? And like, off camera, you one of them, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that,
I
brother.
see it.
I appreciate
bro,
that.
Listen, what you got to always remember, somebody always watching, bro.
Yeah.
And see, I learn. Like, I pay attention to the questions you ask. Like, you get personal.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's what the fans want to see. You know, they can see the videos. They can see me hopping out with money. No, but bro, let's talk about some stuff they can't see.
Exactly.
That's why you where you at, bro. Because you, but then again, you make the person you're interviewing feel comfortable to talk about that with you too, man. Because guess what? When I see me when I was your age, swagged up, kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Guess
for
what?
sure.
Found you a lane, bro. And guess what? Make the most of it.
I appreciate that,
salute it,
brother.
bro.
I appreciate
salute
that
it,
for
man,
sure.
real,
Real
bro.
big homie. I appreciate that
no
for
doubt.
sure.
Let's
For
ride.
sure.
I'm with it.
Welcome to It's Up There podcast. You know the vibes. You dealing with the final boss. This is the #1 show in America right now. And today we have someone that I was very, very intrigued to speak with because I know this gentleman is very introspective. And also he is the father of a legend in Atlanta, one of the most influential artists that ever came out of Atlanta, Rich Homie Quan. So we got Corey, who was Rich Homie Quan's daddy. How are you, brother?
Hey, man, I'm holding, man. For the most part, still trying to process it, bro.
Yeah.
Had days, man. You know what I'm saying? Not only was Quan my son, he's my best friend. He's my business partner. And, you know, dealing with me trying to process it, you know, Quan left behind 5 kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to assist with them dealing with what they're dealing with, and in the process of me still dealing with it as well.
Yeah.
I was told a while back, man, death is something you never get used to. You just learn to live with it, man.
Yeah. And that was your son. He was, you know, like I said, it's important for us, people like me, and later in this conversation, we'll get into who celebrated Quan and who didn't celebrate Quan and who should have celebrated Quan.
Right.
We'll get into that. But right now, I just want to speak more so about, you know, he was extremely influential, bro. What he put down in his game, he kind of helped usher in the sound that's literally running rap right now. Right. I feel for y'all. My heart goes out to y'all, you know, because I just couldn't imagine being in that situation. You know, what have you been doing to hold up with this situation?
Man, for the most part, what I've been doing, and I'm 55 years old, something that I just embarked on, man, I had to raise my hand and get me some help, man.
Yes, Lord.
Been seeing a therapist, you know what I'm saying? It's been very helpful. I didn't know all these years, man. You know how we as black men, I'm cool, I don't need this, I don't need that.
Right.
But literally had to just say, hey, man, this a bit much. 6 months in, bro, I still found myself in the same position mentally. You know what I'm saying? Wake up, man, sometime 6:37 in the morning. Turn around, look at the clock, man, it's 12:40. I ain't even left out the bedroom. Haven't went in the hallway, hadn't did nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just
that's that
just
depression.
stuck, man. Yeah, depressed, you know what I'm saying? Like, depression is real, man.
Man, it's so real and powerful.
Very.
But therapy is also powerful. And like we were speaking about, I think it was a great analogy. It's like when someone kidneys are not flushing, right? You're emotionally tied up, emotionally built up, right? How do you keep from breaking though?
I grew up in the church. I got a strong faith.
Right.
And when I get down and depressed and shed a tear or two here and there, I shed a tear or get in my feelings because I miss Quan in the flesh.
Exactly.
As far as a dad, I did everything I could do, man. You follow me? I have no regrets. I have no coulda, woulda, shouldas. And I know that Quan knew how much I loved him. He knew how much I wanted what was best for him. You follow what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, I lean on my faith.
Right.
And I just think about heavy is the head that wears the crown, man. You follow me?
Right.
It's a lot come with it. But I also feel like God placed his toughest battles on his toughest soldiers, man. So
That's a fact.
I mean, like, I'm human, but at the end of the day, man, nothing will like defeat me.
Right.
Even the passing of my son. You
Right.
follow what I'm saying? Like, I know that I'll see him again. And there are signs, man, where like when my grandson went to the prom last week, I ride my bike. I generally see like 1 or 2 cardinals a week while I'm riding. Man, last Friday I saw 5 cardinals, man.
Wow.
And that was just a reminder that, Dad, I'm here.
Right.
He's gone in the flesh, but our relationship and our bond, nobody can never take that away, man.
And you are a beacon of like the black father too, though, right? Just y'all relationship. Even I don't even know if we've seen, like, for some of the other rappers that have reached their untimely passing, like we didn't see Nipsey and his father have a relationship. We didn't see Mo3 and his father have a relationship, right? You were there with him, and I think that kind of helped him when he had to find himself on the journey by himself.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I kind of want to speak about that. Like, did you guys speak every day?
Me and Quan spoke several times a day.
Yeah, so y'all were real tight.
Yeah, we were real tight. Like the day before he passed, bro, like I talked to Quan 10, 11 times that day. So it wasn't anything for us to have a conversation in the morning and text throughout the day, call each other throughout the day. So like I said, it was more so like we had a bond, man. And so you have to realize, like, I grew up without my biological father. So that was something I established at an early age. If I ever have kids, one question my kids ain't gonna never have, and that's what my dad had.
Right.
Because I had that question, man.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
So it's like when you plant a seed, it's gonna grow.
Right.
And I planted that seed when I was young, man. Like, I'm gonna be there for my kids.
Yeah.
And like, me and Quan just had a unique bond. Like, we could look at each other, bro, and know, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's that father son.
Yeah. You know, like, you know, I got texts in my phone where, yo, Pop, you good? Yeah, what's up, son? Nothing, man. I just want to tell you I love you and I appreciate you. You know, the little things like that. Or like just, hey, man, I really enjoyed pulling up on you today, just kicking it with you. He like, Pop, man, I was finna text you the same thing, man. I appreciate you. You know, like, we just had mutual respect for each other. We had hell of a trust in each other, man.
Did you, I was reading that he was big in baseball. Was that you're doing? Were you
No, that
involved
was his
with
mother's
that?
doing.
Wow.
Because when he grew up with his mom, them, they went to baseball. So I played baseball when I was a kid.
Right.
You follow me?
So you got the gene.
Yeah. So I played that. That was my favorite sport. You know what I'm saying? So technically genetics, that's probably where it came
Right.
from. But his mom was very instrumental in him playing the T-League boxing. I was at the Barbershop, man.
Right.
You know, I cut hair for 26
that's right.
years. You
That's
know,
right.
like
We're gonna
Saturday,
get to that.
like I could break away sometime, but Saturday was the money day. You follow what I'm saying?
That's the big day.
Yeah.
That's like,
yeah, no doubt.
if you know barbershops, like I
Yeah.
come up in the hood, so I'm knowing, like, and then I got partners like who are barbers, and sometimes when they, you know, because I used to be a street guy, and I would wonder, like, y'all nigga ain't making no money. He'll tell me, boy, on Saturday I made such and such.
Yeah, no doubt.
I might have saw $3 grand just Saturday.
That was
You
the
know what I'm
money
saying? I
day.
said, what?
Yeah. Like how things go on with barbering today, bro. If I was still cutting hair, man, I'd be crazy, man. Cause like, you know, I was dedicated, and my granddad had told me, you know, just as much time as you would put in, you know, going to a job, you put double that in your profession.
For sure.
And that's what I did. I gave him my all, man. And it was very beneficial to me, man, for real.
Do you still, so when did you stop cutting?
2014.
Okay.
You know, I got shot in 14.
I didn't know that.
I got shot in 14.
I didn't know that.
When I got shot
Oh,
in
I
14.
do know that, because Quan had a song about that.
Daddy.
Daddy, I got you. Daddy, I love you. Daddy, my partner. Daddy, my best friend. Daddy did one here for you.
Song called
Yes.
Daddy. Yeah.
How did you feel? Let's get into that. I forgot all about that. Even with what I'm thinking about speaking to you about, I forgot all about that. Let's get into that. What happened then? Where was that hit? Was it here?
It was here at my barbershop.
Ain't that a
It was at my barbershop, like a Tuesday, Wednesday morning, sitting there, just got through cutting 2 heads. And I was sitting at the computer. Guy came in and started shooting.
From a man who says he chased the gunman who shot a popular Atlanta rapper's father. And Channel 2's Tom Jones now live in Northwest Atlanta, where police say, Tom, that the gunman got away in a black Honda Accord.
Justin, that's right. That's also the description of the car that witness told me. He chased down this road after he heard gunshots coming from Lamar's Barbershop. The victim survived the shooting, a shooting many in this community think is connected to the victim's son, Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan is here.
Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan, whose real name is Daquanis Lamar, is one of the hottest artists around.
I'm a smooth operator.
He's also known for his close relationship with his father, Corey Lamar.
Where your pops at, man?
Yeah, the crib, man, here in Atlanta, man. He cool, man. You know?
Some here at Lamar's Barbershop are wondering if an alleged feud between Quan and other rappers led to Corey Lamar being shot 4 times inside his barbershop. Atlanta police say the gunman came in the shop and opened fire.
So I heard about 3 gunshots, and so I saw the guy come out.
Van White says he heard the gunshots, saw the gunman, and chased him, but he got away.
He got in a black car, and that's all I know from there.
One barber told me he went to the back, and another barber said he left the shop. They say that's when the gunman came in. Workers here told me someone shot up the shop about a month ago. I talked to several people who believe the shooting is a result of Quan feuding or disrespecting other rappers and songs. Police wouldn't comment on that and say their investigation continues. But in at least one interview, Rich Homie Quan repeatedly said he isn't feuding with one rapper in question.
I never dissed him. Yeah. I never disrespected him as a man.
Van White told me he doesn't care about a feud. He says this is about life.
Whatever the case may be, it need to stop.
Where was that hit? Was it here?
It was here at my barbershop.
Ain't that a
It was at my barbershop, like a Tuesday, Wednesday morning, sitting there, just got through cutting 2 heads. And I was sitting at the computer. Guy came in and started shooting.
And he came in, so this wasn't even a drive-by.
No, I came into the barbershop.
Shooting at you, shooting at
I was targeted.
What?
For something that had nothing to do with me, and it came from the rap industry. I've been at the barbershop 26 years. You seen the movie The Barbershop?
Yeah.
Same scenario.
So
man.
is this the same Woody we're talking about on the stand? We're trying to allude to?
See, what they were talking in regards to was the barbershop being shot up.
See, that's what I thought. So this is two different.
That's what.
Don't tell me they done dragged you into this.
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. So it was 2 situations. The barbershop got shot up. Then some months later, I got shot. That had something that had nothing to do with me.
Of course not.
You know, I was 26 years in the game at the barbershop. Never even had to call the police to the barbershop or anything. You know, like a pillar in the community.
Yeah.
The barbershop had been in our family since 1968. That was a year before I was born. So from 68 to 2014, that was Lamar's barbershop.
Bruh. And so after that, you just said, I'm done with this.
I didn't want to say it. The family kind of like overruled it. Quan, you know, was like,
because he rich, we rich, man.
Yeah, like, and honestly, man, like, I still saw Quan as, I used to call him Baby Quan. I saw him as Quan.
Right.
I never saw him as Rich Homie.
Yes.
You know how sometimes you be like, people be like, boy, your son doing it, he doing it, but in your mind, he's still your son.
That's how my mama
So you don't just see what the world sees.
You don't see him like that.
Yeah,
I don't view him like that.
Yeah.
The same way with a mother, when they got to kill her son,
Right.
they don't view him like the gangster. That's
Right.
my baby. What's going on?
That's
you know,
real.
so yeah.
That's real. So it was like I didn't see Quan being as big as the world saw him. Because, you know, he called me dad, pop, you know, and like every time he was around me, he was Quan. He didn't have to be Rich Homie.
Exactly.
So, you know, that kind of like, that got my attention though, you know, after I got shot, man, and went through what I went through.
So at that moment, you thinking my son rapping, but it ain't, you know, I ain't really looking at it like, y'all looking at it like, you know what I mean? I'm really still, I'm over here cutting. I've been doing this. I'm on my own wave. I ain't trying to retire from my son, none of that. So, but damn, bro. Them came in there and targeted you. That's me up.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
The father.
Yeah, because at the end, you got to look at it like this here. If it was for Quan, they couldn't get the Quan. So guess what? We get to the next closest thing.
But they don't play. They ain't really cut like that.
Come on,
what
man.
y'all boys doing, man? Y'all playing. Cause guess what? If they were cut like that, you don't ever see them do a white boy like
Believe
that.
that. Believe that.
You don't never see them do the police like that, and you don't got no picks and choose.
Right.
If you really
If you
like
got that
that,
life, right.
you like that.
Believe that.
You know, did you ever find out what it was for though?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow, son, I can't believe that.
Yeah, that was in 2014, and last year was 10 years. You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
that a? And that's when you stop cutting hair. Something you've been
2014.
doing all your life.
And I was telling a buddy of mine, it's just crazy how you have plans. See, my plan was to semi-retire when I got 50. You know what I'm saying? And I think I must have been around 45. So I had like 5 more years in, and I was just going to come in like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But I'm reminded, man, we have plans, but then God had different plans.
It's a whole
You follow me?
Yeah.
God had different plans, and I never questioned God, man. You follow me? He didn't say hurt, harm, and danger wouldn't come my way, but he said he'll protect me.
Right.
You follow me? I got hit 6 times. You
Ain't
know what I'm
no way
saying?
in the man.
Yeah, but guess what? But look
Ain't
at-
no way you telling me this,
I
bro.
got hit 6 times, and at the end of the day, guess what, bro?
They walked into this barbershop and shot you 6 times, and
I
you
got
an old
hit. I got
nigga.
hit 6 times with 2 bullets, though.
What go in, come out
Go in,
like
come
yeah.
out.
Okay,
I
get
had
it.
a couple of flesh
okay,
wounds. Like,
yes,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
understand that. Yeah,
But you know, at the end of the day, man, like,
still though, nigga don't need to be hit one.
at all, and I don't
Yeah.
wish that on nobody.
Right.
Yeah, bro, like I was from the street. And I'm a street. I ain't never been in no hospital. I was in the hospital 72 days, man. Like they went crazy down there, man.
Hell, me
Yeah,
up.
had never been, man.
45 years
Man,
old.
man, I'm thinking I'm gonna go in and come out, man. Them folks kept me 72 days, man.
What was going on? Was it the bleeding, the blood clots?
Well,
Like
you
what?
know, is man, you know, first of all, it's about the dollar. Had great insurance.
yeah.
You know,
Run
they
that
don't
up.
milk that.
Yeah,
You know, I done
yeah.
had buddies got shot, didn't have no insurance. They
Get
home
outta
in
here.
3 days.
Yeah.
You know
Nigga
what I'm
barely
saying?
breathe.
Yeah. like I'm like, damn, homie, you home?
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And I felt like I could have came on home.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me?
But they milking it.
Yeah. So like, man, when you look at life, man, like one of my partners told me, I've been through some stuff, man.
Yeah.
And not only that, when I got shot in 14, my grandmother who raised me, I lost her while I was in the hospital, man.
So, man, it's crazy right here, fam.
Man, look, you see my glory, but you don't know my story,
right.
man.
This a big boy. This is like
Yeah.
is mind.
This ain't for the
blowing to
weak,
me.
man.
Yeah,
This ain't for the
yeah,
weak,
This
bro.
is so. How do you look at the rap game? Is the rap game to you a curse? Do you think you know what I mean? How do you view it?
That's $1 million question, man, because a lot of times when you look at how it's set up and you look at what comes with it, at the end of the day, man, some days I feel like it's a curse. And like some days I feel like if my son hadn't embarked on this, he may still be here with me.
Right, because they celebrate the drugs. They celebrate that.
Man,
yeah.
listen, it's a lot that go on behind the scenes, man, that the public don't know. You
Right.
feel me? You got to realize, man, it took so long for us to get a deal because I'm for what's in black and white. You know, they
Right.
gonna label me as difficult because you can't just tell me, hey, now listen, I want to know how you come up with this theory. Let me share my theory with you.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, 95% of the artists that walk into a building, bro, they need the money.
Yes.
You follow me?
Yes.
So when you're in need, they know you need, bro. So guess what?
Negotiation is different.
Listen, totally different. Guess what? You'll sign your life away and don't even know what you're signing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like we went in the situation, man, let's discuss this publishing. Let's negotiate where you all don't have to own this publishing for a lifetime.
Exactly.
You feel me?
And these are what I call paramount practices.
Believe it.
This ain't something that they should shun out. But again, we just spoke about, you know, if they say, I smell smoke, hey, get him out the house.
Get him out.
Don't nobody need to know we burning this down.
My point. So like when somebody like me come along, man, that's got a little sense, man, and like you can't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Right.
You don't have to show me your pretty cars and all that because that's temporary,
Yeah.
man. You follow me? And you know this rap game, damn near like, you know, being in sports, bro, that window very small. So guess what? You got to maximize that opportunity, man, because at the end of the day, you know, they going to go on to the next, man. You follow me? They been born every day. And you got to realize the ones that's really pulling the strings and making stuff happen, bro, what they care about us ain't nothing.
Right.
Do you know when Quan passed, I can count on one hand how many executives or corporate people called or text me to send their condolences, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about from New York to LA. And you know them the two prominent cities as far as entertainment goes.
Yeah, and they done made a lot of money off
Come
him.
on, man. So guess what? Them folks ain't called me.
They don't care nothing about it.
Listen, bro, it's going on to
That's
the next.
what's fucked up. Is that, and that's why we have to celebrate each other. And so, even when I see Young Thug, I spoke about this yesterday. Young Thug just did an interview with GQ, and I really don't know how to feel about it because I'm getting calls from in the industry who probably won't tell Young Thug, right? But I'm getting calls from like big podcasters that got big deals and shit, and they like, why would he go and do his first interview with a white platform? Now, I'll wrap this back around to what we're speaking about, which is I would hope that if there was a black company that made the money with Quan, that they would treat that differently.
Believe it.
But I'm almost to a point where I'm not convinced that that'll happen because look at Birdman. Birdman made a lot of money, post had a relationship with rich homie Quan. What is your feelings about Birdman?
Bird is who he is, man. You follow me? At the end of the day, man, you accept people for who they are. Like people be like, how you deal with such and such? How you deal with him? He this, he that. They probably didn't speak about me. But at the end of the day, I look at it like, hey man, when you're old enough to understand and accept the person for who they are, it's not for me to judge. I just know how far to go with that person. You follow what I'm saying?
For your son, though, do you think that he should have showed up maybe to the funeral? Or was the relationship?
No, Bird reached out to me.
Okay,
he
great.
did. Listen, the day that my son passed, he called my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, fam, I'm here. If you need anything, I'm here. You know, he was very. He was being positive for me. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, look, I can't tell you, you know, how to feel, but you know, keep your head up.
Right.
I'm here for you if you need any, you know, if you need anything, fam, call me. I'm gonna call away. So he did reach out. You know what I'm saying? He did reach out to me and checked on me several times, and it's crazy because reached out to me about 2-3 weeks ago, let me know that they was coming here and was like, I want to see you when I come.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So, you know, like, man, I just accept things for what they are. Like, at the end of the day, man, that man up there gonna take care of everything, man.
Yeah, nah, and none of this has no guarantees on it.
Right,
so
right.
no matter where you are, you better be careful how you acting in this universe because God has the final say. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. You pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stats projections, like you'll pick Patrick Mahomes for up to 2 passing touchdowns or Saquon Barkley for more than 60 yards, and you watch the winnings roll in. I've been using Prize Picks, and it's just so simple. I can make my picks and submit an entry in less than 60 seconds. That's just 1 minute. And the withdrawals, it makes the experience even better. After you win, you definitely don't want to wait. And don't miss out on Taco Tuesdays. That's where selected player projections are discounted up to 25%. Go to prizepicks.com, use my code IUTP to receive a guaranteed $50 when you play just $5. Again, that's prizepicks.com, my code IUTP. If you support the show, sign up for Prize Picks, use my code, and watch the winnings roll in. This is daily fantasy sports made easy. Salute to Prize Picks for supporting the movement, and let's get back to the episode. No matter where you are, you better be careful how you acting in this universe because God has the final say.
And my pastor used to say all the time, when judgment day comes, you got to go for you. I got to go for me. We stand by ourselves with that, man.
For sure.
And if God got a record keeper, he used to say, I sure hope my good outweigh my bad.
Yes, Lord. I hope so.
Yes,
Lord.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah,
man, you know.
But I want to get back to this shooting, man, because that shit is like blowing my mind. Like, you know what I mean? That these guys walked in there and hit you like that. No one's in there. Damn, son. But no, let's even move past that. The rap game being a curse. How you feel about the rap game? And if Quan was never a rapper, see, because the universe is so perfect. You know what I mean? It's like it's the baseball and it's the music.
Right.
It's like he would have probably been successful either way he went, but he just happened to go the music way.
See, raising Quan was one of them kids, he do just enough to get by. Unless I put my feet down on him, he reaches full potential. And honestly, man, like I was telling Monte and Gooch them, man.
Shout out Gooch Monte.
Yeah, couple of months ago, man. I remember we used to be over to the house, you know, having meetings and stuff, sitting around, Quan be in the studio recording and stuff. And I said, we didn't know, man, we were watching greatness because we took it for granted. And I really feel like the rap thing took off for him because it was so easy for him, bro. It didn't require a lot out of him, bro.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like some of his biggest hits,
he
had shelled them.
Yeah.
That's old, Dad. You know, rappers, they make so much music. The last song is the best song.
Yeah, they ain't supposed to look at it like that.
So
it's
it's
catalog.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like with Quan, man, it was like the rap was so easy to
So
him,
you think
man.
baseball would have took more dedication than rap, and that's
no
kind of
doubt.
why rap was.
That's why it outweighed.
Yeah,
You follow me?
yeah.
Because like he could go in, man. Like we would pull up and do verses, man, with people, and man, these folk want to go back and redo their verse. And Quan, like, what? Let me hear the beat. I never forget a quick story, man. When we were in Miami, doing a show, I forgot what club, and after the show, Bird was like, I want y'all to come go back to the studio with me. He like, nephew, I got something I want you to hear. So we go in the studio, he started playing this beat dropping.
Yeah.
So Quan said, where the booth at? Quan go in the booth, and I'm in awe. Like 13 minutes, bro, he come out, the engineer do what he do. Man, I looked at Fly, shout out Fly, man, over at TIG.
Yeah, shout out
I say,
Fly.
Fly, that's a banger. That was the birth of lifestyle.
What?
Man,
13
listen,
minutes?
13 minutes. It might have been less than that. I'm talking about went in the booth, the engineer came. Man, everybody in the room knew that was a hit. So Quan, like, he had what I call God-given talent.
Yes.
You have some guys that have it, and you have some guys that be reaching in the game. Man.
Right.
And I'm not saying that because he's my son, but
Nah,
that
he had
kid
it.
just had it, man. Like that was his God-given talent, man. You know
He
what I'm saying?
had it, bro.
And I used to be like, Quan, how you do this, man? Like, you don't even write.
Yeah.
You just hear a beat and you just go in there. And it's like, man, when you hear some of these cats, you be like, man, that ain't nothing but God.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know, sometimes I be like, boy, if I could make that kind of paper just speaking.
That's what get me, like, sometimes be like, damn, he rapping even with me because my money's made off conversation.
Right,
It's
no
like, I
doubt.
wouldn't have never dreamed of that kind of shit.
Because guess what? How many of us talk for free all day?
That's what I'm saying.
For free all
That's
day.
crazy.
And like when you look at it, like even like guys with your platform, like I salute y'all, man.
Yeah.
You know, I sit there and I be like, man, that's got to be some chill shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
You go around, you talk to people, you know, like you ain't got nobody standing on your back. You ain't punching no clock. And at the end of the day, man, guess what? Your intelligence, man, and like your deliverance and your structure, and you're showing it to the masses. And when you
Right.
have the numbers you have, you're speaking on relevance, man.
That's what I think also kind of, and of course this isn't about me, but this platform is like, we go viral for real shit.
Believe it.
We don't go viral because we set ourselves on fire and we did the ice hot chip challenge.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We go viral for breaking the game down or giving direction or leading the way,
Right.
inspiration, right?
No doubt.
So that's a totally different thing,
Totally
bro.
different.
This shit is big.
And like for me to walk in here, like I've done a few podcasts. I've been with Quan on several stages. I've never walked in and seen a one-man show,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
If I had a hat on, I'd take it off. Like
Yeah.
that's big for a man to be like, hey man, like, okay. Cause like when I walked in, I'm like, bro, you by yourself?
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And like just to see like, you know, when people of us, man, get a break like you've got, you know, we want a butler, we want an assistant.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
Like when I pulled up and you was like, I'm coming down, I'm looking for somebody to come down
Right.
and get me. But now it's you in the flesh. But you know what I see when I see that? I see humility, man.
Yeah.
And my pastor used to tell me all the time, the more God bless you, the more humble you should be,
Yes,
man.
Lord.
You follow me?
For sure.
And I live by that. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So like, when I see you sitting there kicking it by yourself, see, I'm a sponge. I'm gonna soak the game up. Once I soak it up, I'm gonna make some little changes, and I'm gonna do what work for me as long as I can keep my commitment.
Yeah,
man. You feel me?
And I'm anything you need from me, I'm always
and vice versa.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. Like the first time me and you spoke, it wasn't nothing but respect. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like,
and it was easy too, like, cause I'm thinking when I get Quan, cause you put the Quan shit together,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm thinking, like, you were like, bro, he gonna be there, he'll be here, and
Believe
he'll be
that.
there, and he was there.
Yeah, believe that.
And I never had talked to him before that or
Believe
nothing.
that.
I only was talking to you.
Right.
And him and Monte and
Right.
Gooch showed up.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the only times I think him, Lil Baby, certain people, when I sit down with them, now I got a brand so people know what to expect.
Yeah.
But boy, when they first was getting cause media is kind of corny, weirdos.
Right.
And so when they first sit with me and we get to kick that game, they would light up, and that shit would do something for me. You know what I'm saying?
Because you seen the enthusiasm in them. You seen the relaxation of like, I critiqued the interview with Quan, man. I critiqued your interview with Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to the point where like, well, I've been off Instagram for like last 3 months, took me a mental break, right? But it got to the point, bro, like I wanted to know who you was gonna do the next interview with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you get to see a different side of them, and then you get to see how you dig into them, bro. You show the world things that we want to know, but we don't have access to ask them uncomfortable questions.
Yes.
Like when you told Quan, hey man, keep it real with me.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And Quan, you know, it took off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And he respected that so much. And then all of the cut scenes that people don't see, like, bro, when we would cut, they would just be like, bro, this interview so hard. You know what I'm saying? And that will make me feel like, man, this is dope that the culture is receiving, because we brothers, right? We all brothers. We come under the guise of the inner city, right? And so for me to be able to reach here and reach there, and like, nah, he operating with some game, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know the thing is, you're gonna respect the game, but you respect the diligence, man. You respect the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And see, like me being like, I'm Unc and OG now. So guess what, man? I respect the grind, man.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
I respect it when you get it out the mud, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
It feel better, man, when you get it out the mud.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And then when you sit back and you be like, God, I thank you.
For everything.
For everything.
Yeah.
As long as you acknowledge that, man, stay humble, man, and stay grounded, man, guess what? You ain't seen what God got for you, man.
Right.
I'm still following you from afar. You wouldn't have never even know when you hit in my DM, I was like, damn, boom.
Yeah.
Got to put this one together
Yeah,
for Quan.
yeah.
You know, like a lot of times when podcasts or people get at me, you know, whether it's text or through, you know, social media.
Right.
You know, like when I go to Quan got one question. How many followers they got there?
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
And if the followers ain't there and he do his little research, he say yay or nay.
Right.
When I said, man, boom, reached out, we'll lock that in, Pop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was like your platform was
People
growing.
know, people, and
feel
now
me?
it's like is all incoming. Like I was telling iHeart yesterday, I'm like, I really don't be doing outgoing bookings no more. It's like all incoming, which is a great sign for the business.
Believe that.
You know what I'm saying? But I still have specific conversations I want to have with scientists and like I'm going somewhere else with this, and I'm taking the culture with me.
See, that's the thing. See, you're taking us to things we ain't thought of, or things that some kids probably dreamed about.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like I used to have a lot of respect for, and still do, for Frank Ski when he had his like the aerospace camp he had. You know, like a lot of inner city kids, bro. We just hear about that in school. They don't get a chance to do that.
Exactly.
So like when you embark on your next levels, like you said, the main thing, bro. Listen. I'm taking the culture with me.
Yeah.
It's called exposure, man. I'm exposing them to things, bro, that they probably never even thought of.
Right.
And then it might be a kid to be like, you know what? Because I saw that, or I had a chance to hear about it or learn about it, I want to dig into that.
Right, because that's how it's all one hand wash the other, both wash the face. You know what I mean? That's how it is. So like me doing this, I look in the game and saw Charlemagne and Joe Buttons and certain people doing this saying, but they missing this point. That's literally what birthed this, right? When you talk about shit, I'm like, yeah, but they ain't said this though. What about this? And then I would sit back and wait. A week ago, nobody still ain't saying it. Then it started, hey, you peeping shit that they just ain't peeping because of where you come from, bro.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
Real.
So then I started to speak on things, and the reaction was like, oh, it's other people feeling like that, but it ain't other people saying that.
Talking about it. See, a lot of times, like, that's just like, I don't want to get off subject. That's just like with the She Do a Sounders thing, right?
Yeah, bro.
I'm sitting here looking at certain interviews and certain people that came from where me and you from. They dropping their head.
Right.
They're not even speaking on it, bro.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's clearly something going on. This is sabotage.
Yeah, come on, man. Listen, you know, I mean, it's like they're trying to Kaepernick the kid, man.
Right.
At the end of the day, he young, bro. He was born with money. He into money. I get it. But do you penalize him or X him out, bro, because of that?
Do you think that's what's going on because they're flat? Because he's more so flashy, young dude. Or is it Deion being his father and Deion being over his back? Like, what do you think is causing Shadur Sanders now to drop out of the draft?
Man, you know what? It's very disturbing. And you know, like I ain't gonna put no cap on it, bro. You know, like it's clear cut racism,
right,
bro. You understand?
Yeah.
2025, man. The kid got the numbers, bro. You understand? It has a lot to do with his last name. It has a lot to do with his flamboyancy. It has a lot to do with his arrogance. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, guess what, bro? What does that do with his numbers on the field? Like you got, we in the third round now?
Yeah.
Third round and he still ain't picked.
He's probably gonna go undrafted, bro.
Yeah, man. But you know that just seems like, man, like them.
But that's like you said, that it definitely feels contrived. It does not feel like an organic draft happening with this man falling out of the first and second round.
How?
It don't make sense.
And you know, the second round they were saying they're gonna pick some quarterbacks. And you had teams like New Orleans, Pittsburgh.
Go right past.
Yeah, you go right past them and need a quarterback. But I just feel like, man, them folks say, hey, man, listen, collectively. We
moving on him.
We moving. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like, you know, he young, and I hope and pray he get a shot, man. And I hope and pray that he use that, you know, what he going through to fuel him. And you got to remember, shit, Tom Brady was a 6th round draft pick.
Right. But that was based on skill set and shit. That was based on numbers.
Right.
If we're basing this on numbers, he shouldn't have
5, top 10.
Exactly.
Easy.
So also I'm thinking, how can the league view him dangerous, right? Because what's the difference between, and I don't mean skill set, what's the difference between his flamboyance and his arrogance and his style versus his father's when he came out?
None.
They drafted his father with no problem. So is it the father figure being there that is, you know what I'm saying? Because what I'm hearing from Stephen A. Smith and other people are saying that they believe that teams are saying, I like him, but I don't want to deal with his father if he's not starting, if he's, you know what I'm saying, trying to tell me how to run the organization. But that can also be an scapegoat.
And you know what? I really feel like it's an scapegoat because at the end of the day, Deion wasn't bigger than the NFL. You follow me? Deion can speak what he want to speak. I remember old man told me one day, you know, like it was players that got in their feelings and quit, you know, I ain't got to do this or just walk off, you know, at an early age. And the old man told me years ago, make no difference. They still gonna kick off at 1 o'clock every Sunday, man. They gonna still kick off at 1 o'clock every Sunday. You follow what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And like I have mixed emotions. Could it be Deion or could it be his arrogance? But you know, at the end of the day, man, I hope he get a chance, man. And it's really like it's a sad day for us, man.
Yeah.
As
it's
minorities, like it ain't even covered up, man.
It's blatant.
And you know, like they keep making a mockery of he had all his jewelry out. He had, you know, he didn't
hats.
go. They invited him. He didn't go. He wanted to do it with his family. Hats of all the teams, and to see now, man, we in the 3rd round. And man, that mean they done picked, what, 62, 63 players.
It's damn near over. Even if he get drafted now, it still is it's like a no draft. You know what I'm saying? For him and his status, the damage is done already. Even if someone picks him.
Like you said, like Dave smeared him so bad and probably messed with his confidence.
Yeah, but
so
he
bad.
trying to, and so that's what I appreciate about the fathers being there, and of course we'll transition back into our original conversation. But Dion being there, I'm seeing a man I know he's shattered. I know he's shattered. He's damn near broken. He's rattled. His confidence is shooken. I know this. But what you see him doing, you know, I thank God for everything. You know, God is the greatest. That's his father.
That's his dad. And you know, another thing you got to realize, Dion there for his son, right? But as a dad, Dion feel this pain too, man.
And y'all saying it's my fault?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I could imagine, because see, when I look, I'm like, how would I feel? Like, I'm hurt, you know what I'm saying? But in front of my son and my other kids,
I gotta
and
act
millions
like
of people around the world, I got to put on this facade. But then how you think he, like when he go close his door, he probably lay up against it though, like, man.
That's what I asked. That's why, because you say you have strong faith. I think this is a great question. It's like, is there room for him to, like, God, what is this? Like, I've been here. I'm with my son. We got genetics passed down, and we know it's proven. We put him on the proving grounds. He like
took 2 programs to the next level,
and they telling me it's my fault, and it's like.
But guess what? I'm gonna say this, and God knows I don't have no prejudice in me at all, right? But it's okay for Archie to do it for Peyton Manning. But it ain't okay for Dion to do it for Shadua and his other son. You follow me?
Yeah.
So it's like different stereotypes.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's a whole fact right there.
Think about it. Just think about what the Manning legacy did to the NFL.
Yes.
So why the Sanders legacy couldn't do it? You know why? It wasn't nothing but the color of our skin, bro.
Yeah.
Like let's call an ace and a spade a spade.
Exactly
you know what I'm
it
saying?
is. Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna say like. You got to realize, like, this kid grew up around it, and like Dion was who he was, and what they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree.
So it ain't this is passed down.
Come on, man. At the end of the day, what does that have to do with the talent on the field? Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
And then if you do think Dion is this nuisance or this person who would be a problem if you draft his son, what you think he gonna be if you don't draft his son? If he is dangerous or powerful or nuisance, I'm really gonna be mad if y'all don't draft him.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's go back. Let's show 2 scenarios. See, what y'all have to understand, negativity sell in America. If it's negative about us, they gonna jump on it.
Right.
Let's do this. Travis Hunter, number 2 draft pick, right? Everything should have been dead aim on him, right?
Right.
But y'all want to talk about his dad getting permission because he's on probation to a 10. But Dion ain't never left his kid's side.
Ever.
Never. I mean, been with them from the time they came up until now.
Exactly.
And now we want to use one of the largest platforms on earth to try to tear down this family.
The
man.
legacy that they were trying to build.
Yeah.
And they working hard to build that legacy.
You know how hard it is. Come on, man. And then at the end of the day, you got to realize at some point, Dion got to go back to Colorado, man.
Yeah.
And I know he damn sure ain't trying to take Shadua with him and give him no job.
Right.
You follow me?
That'll be crazy.
Come on, man. But it's like that.
Man, if they make him do that, that's...
Come on, man.
Bruh, if don't no team take him...
No team? No team, man.
And he's somewhat like the quarterback coach for the Colorado team, bro, that's gonna be gut wrenching.
But guess what? See them boys who press them buttons. They already knew the outcome when me and you was excited. Because I was riding somewhere and my partner said, I gotta look at this. I said, what a draft? Come on, I've been waiting on the draft.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I wanted to see these young boys' life transform.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see him and his family
right.
continue
Celebrate
their legacy,
that.
Man.
And they done all that work. Ain't like he just been missing. He done the work.
And done put it in, man.
And then on draft day, they don't call. Man, I said, oh, this getting slippery.
Man, look, when I looked at 1 through 10, I started getting concerned then, man.
I said it was over when he didn't go when he didn't go 10.
Believe that.
I said something going on, y'all.
Man, listen.
And I'm in media, so I go to calling around like, yo, this is gonna be a big story.
Right.
This before I even knew he ain't even gonna get in the second round.
Right.
Just the top 10 was a story, just that.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Yesterday, I think I was all in the first round. Woke up the next day, grabbed my phone. Damn, he didn't go first round. So second round, I didn't look. And when I grabbed my phone, they say he still ain't went. I say second round. Then I started looking. They got some more quarterbacks. Yesterday, second round, I was like, man,
they ain't studying that dude, bro, and that's fucked up, son.
Hey man, prayers to him and his family.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. Prayers to him.
Hey man, keep y'all head up, man. One thing about it, what God got for you is for you, man.
That's for sure. And again, I do see him trying to like be like unwavering and stoic, but I know he broke.
That's a lot on a kid, man. That's a lot on a grown man.
Oh, man.
You got to realize, like I had to tell one of my partners, like, Bray, I said, Bray, he young.
Yeah.
He young, man. Think about if me and you was his age with what we had. We'd probably be worse than he was, man.
Yeah. And think about this, like we said, he got presentations at the house and new jury. Bro, that shit cut deep. I don't give a damn. Yeah. So I interviewed Brandon Marshall.
Okay.
So Shakur Sanders didn't get drafted yet, but Brandon Marshall failed. Brandon Marshall had his entire family draft day party. He thought he was gonna go top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might have failed to I don't know what number, in the teens or maybe the 20s or something. And man, he snapped. I mean, and that's what I mean. When the father, it's Dion is the only reason why this young man ain't show emotional.
Yeah, believe that.
Yeah. It's the only reason.
Believe that.
Brandon Marshall went up there, whole family downstairs. He trying to take it in that it ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
He go upstairs, my man. He break his hand, break the mirror, crying for days and days because it hurt him.
Yeah, but like you said, when the cameras ain't there, see that's when being a father step in.
Yeah.
See, Prime probably pulling that boy to the side.
Got
you
to.
know what I'm saying? Praying over him. You know, letting him know, hey man, this just a reminder of corporate America. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, so but like you said, man, it's a big difference in them fathers being there and not being there, man.
Because that's the difference. He would have been emotionally called out of team, said something. You racist, he would have said something.
Because guess what? Me and you, that we'd have did.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
If our daddy wasn't there,
boy, what?
Man, listen, would have been done flew the coop, would have been done picked up the phone and called
Exactly.
Loon, record this over the phone for me. You feel
You talking about?
I get it.
Yeah, y'all nigga tripping, man. All these yards, I got more yards than him, more than like you start putting his stats out. He would have tried to rationally make his argument in public, because if you not stoic, bro, and you don't have any philosophy, you can be emotionally triggered easily. We just also saw it with Shannon Sharp. Right? For him to come out and say certain things like, oh, they done tricked you. You ain't supposed to come out and dox the lady and say she, like, bro, just relax, let them people handle it. And then you in media, feed that shit to somebody else in media.
Pass it off, man.
You in media.
And but like you said, it's like I was reading up on his situation, like took me by surprise, man. And then not only that, but check out how the play go. Just say Tuesday, Shannon Sharp about to embark on a deal.
Yeah.
And Wednesday, here come a
half.
You see how they play the game?
Yeah, it's dope.
You see how it's
dope.
set up?
It's
like,
sick,
hey,
bro.
it's like, okay, her lawyer knew the play he working on. So when that started, he know we're gonna come in and do this. And now look.
And ruin the whole play.
And guess what? That play probably off the table,
It's
man.
off the table. And not only did it ruin the future play that was on the table, which is the $100 million, it also took me off ESPN. So it f***ed the money up I was currently getting.
All the way around, man.
He lost all the way around because he wanted the young white girl.
Man, listen, bro.
Like, y'all got y'all preferences, but I'm telling you, at 55, you think the 19-year-old, you got to be swift, man. That's what I'm saying. You ain't swift if you thinking, I done met this broad at the gym, and in 2 weeks I met her house choking out.
Believe that.
You know what I mean? BDSM, and it don't work. She's doing this with a motive, brother.
Bro, you know, it's traps out there, man.
Yeah, man.
And at the end of the day, like you say, you 55, you got to be looking like, man, that's your daughter damn near, bro. You feel me? But once again, man, one thing I was always taught, humble yourself or life will do it for you, man. You feel me?
Exactly.
A lot of it revolve back to being humble, man. Humility, man.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, like dude ever since Cat did this thing, dude just been different, man.
He been big.
Different. Like
he went big
I pay
on
attention
folk.
to the small stuff, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like Cat turned them up, man. after that, man, whole demeanor. And like when I heard about it, I didn't pay attention. Then when I read about it, I said, 19 years. Guess what? He'll never recoup from that, man.
Bro. Because you can't explain the age gap. It tells me that you know what that tells me is that you're such a slave to your craving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can never fall victim to your cravings, bro, because you're going to always lead you to a bad place, right? Because you think, I don't want to, bro, you might want to freak and do this and that, but I got to do it a certain way.
That's right.
And when you doing BDSM and you work or something, yo, I got to have history with this girl. I can't just meet her at the gym and think in my mind, boy, I hit the jackpot.
Right.
Yeah, that ain't how this works.
Come on, man. And then, you know, like I used to tell Quan, man, I tell my baby boy this all the time. Understand this, man. Decisions that you make don't only affect you, man.
Right.
Think about it if you looking out for family members, bro.
Right.
Think. And I ain't talking about money. They may have been working with you. They could have been employed. You feel me?
Actually doing a service.
Actually working for the money.
Right.
Not saying you giving it to
Yes.
him. But let's just say he got kids. Imagine the impact that the kids have to deal with because of these type of decisions.
Yes.
And now, man, when you look at it, you just be like, I'm like, damn, Shannon, for real?
Craziness. But let's get back to Quan though. When Quan passes financially, where is he at, and how moving forward do you guys distribute the funds? Is there like a trust that the kids pull from? What is the scenario for Quan and his estate?
When Quan passed, man, Quan was in great financial shape. Like, I don't play the radio with the money, man.
Right.
You feel me? Real structure, real discipline.
Yeah.
Quan had good Lord have mercy money, what I call it. You follow what I'm saying? As far as his finances, man, I know what Quan would want. And Quan would say, Dad, make sure my kid's straight. You follow me? The number one priority in my life, man, is to carry out what Quan would want for his kids, man, which are my grandkids.
Yes.
You follow me? Make sure they have trust, make sure they have education funds, make sure they understand, you know, what they're about to embark upon, make sure that, you know, hopefully they go to school, continue their education. But as far as like the finances and stuff, man, his kids are gonna be in a great situation.
Right.
Man.
And so we saw also RP Takeoff, the untimely demise of him, but his shit kind of went into a probate, or he didn't have a living will. Did Quan have a living will?
Quan didn't have a living will either. But the way we had things structured is not going to be as difficult as a task, because at the end of the day, it's for the kids, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Quan had 5 kids, man. Quan didn't have a wife. He didn't have a will. He didn't have anything in writing, okay? But the reality is his kids are his next of kin. And they'll benefit off his legacy.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they're his next of kin.
Right,
his
that
kids
makes sense. Yeah.
And Quan has kids from 17 to 4 years old.
Right, okay. So a couple of them should be getting old enough soon to be able to kind of reap some of the benefits from what their father left them, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
As far as the education or whatever you have going for them.
No doubt.
But damn, man. So did the state get involved with that? Does the state get to take in? Because what I've heard about Takeoff, what I've read in reports online is that because he didn't have a living will, I think millions of dollars ended up routed to the state just out of some kind of, it was a percentage number. But because he was worth so much, that percentage, it wasn't a cap on the number, right? So you would think if they say 50%, but you getting 2,500, so send us to 1,250. That's one thing. But if they say 50% and the number's 22 million, you wouldn't think that the state would take
$11 million.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, and I'll be very honest and transparent. This is my first time dealing with the probate court system. I'm learning as I go, man.
Right.
You follow me? I have counsel that is expertise in this field.
Right.
So I trust in them to lead me and give me the best advice. But one thing I can say, man, like, I took for granted. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep it a buck, man. Like, I thought my son would be burying me, man.
Right.
You follow me? I never thought I'd see the day that I'd be burying my son.
Right.
Just keeping it real, man. Thought I had time, man.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
And realized didn't have to. I had a lot of things in order, but through my son's transitioning, which I like to call it, I realized, man, I got a lot of loose ends I need to tighten up too, man. You follow me? So things could have been tighter, but they're not bad.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know Quan's main priority would be the kids, and rest assured the kids gonna be good.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. And that's the number one.
That's
thing.
the number one priority.
Yeah.
For him. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I know, like he want to make sure they straight, and I think the things that we're putting in place going through the courts are gonna benefit the kids, and hopefully, man, make him smile out and say,
Right.
"Pop, y'all did that."
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's dope. That's dope. I think with younger men, and even with black men, really men, nobody really wants to face the mortality, like and think about that death and
Right.
how the casket needs to be or how the finance it. People just like, I don't want to talk about no death shit. You know, it's like how niggas used to treat cancer or like a nigga get a bump on his hand and man, that mother there gonna go. You know what I mean? It's like they don't want to approach it head on, and that's a critical mistake because you can be literally giving away half of what you worked all your life for.
And you know, I say this, man, to not only entertainers, rappers, actors, just everyday people, man. Take time, man, to get your business in order, man. Right now, I'm in the process of doing a trust. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, we don't be educated to these things. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, like sometimes like it takes things of this nature, you know, in order for you to get yourself together. Because like I heard of trust, but even at 55, I hadn't really looked into that.
Right.
I felt
So
like
I got one now.
I felt like I had a wheel, everything was cool. But no, man, like a trust will make things so much easier, and the transition will be so smooth for the family. And you know, it says we need to be educated on these things, man. Because if you ain't careful, like you said, bro, half or more
of what you
worked
life.
all your life will go back. I read an article one time. I don't know how true it is, and I'm gonna share it with you. When Prince passed, they said that this man had a compound, 36 people to 38 people there daily. Mm-hmm. Supposedly and surprisingly, the day he passed, he was there alone. Supposedly, man, he had won a lawsuit for so many millions of dollars and got his publishing back, right?
From
Sony. From Sony. But come to find out, Sony had a $1 billion insurance policy on him, bruh.
That's the thing.
He wake up dead. Look, they get all the publishing back and the $1 billion policy, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These rap niggas sometimes don't be knowing your label might have a hit on you.
Believe that.
That's how deep this shit
Just call an ace and a spade. Sometimes you be worth more to somebody in death than you are alive. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But guess what? We be so caught up in the jury, the cause, the girls. And guess what? They'll put all that on you, man.
Yeah. To get you in position to get this other bag we want.
Come on, man. Listen, bro.
This shit is 4D chess, man.
I tell people all the time, man, this game ain't what you think it's cracked up to be, man. You feel
That's
me?
why I think that was a great question for me to you. Is like, from losing your son or him transitioning, like, how you view the rap game. Man. Did it swallow your son up? Did it kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think, you know, the success and the darkness that come with it, man.
Yeah.
You follow me? You know, like I ain't got the name, man. But just think about some of the big boys and where they at and where they are mentally. That's why we were talking, man. Like, it's important, man, to bring awareness to mental health.
Facts.
Upon my son's death, my son was in a dark space, man.
Yeah.
I got texts in my phone where I reached out where his brother Dre was texting me concerned. Monte was texting me concerned. People like, man, that's your son. Hey, bro, listen. Quan was 34. He wasn't 14.
Right. Yeah.
As a dad, as a parent, as a mom, it's only so much you can do, man.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm telling you, like, try to get Quan help, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, the first step is admitting I got a problem.
Right.
Admitting I need some help.
It's hard to admit that with all the goddamn money.
Come on, man.
That be the thing, too. It's like,
that's right.
Because when we come up, when we look at a dope fiend or a crackhead, it's the motherfucker out there that can't get it together. So you don't really see yourself as being cousins to that.
To that. That's real.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see it because you worth so much money. And so Do you feel any guilt with that? Do people try to pass guilt of like, yo, y'all kind of knew he was on shit, pills or whatever he was doing? Like, do you feel any of that?
To a certain degree, as a human, I'd be lying if I say no.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and I can say this, and this is not an excuse, my son never indulged in drugs around me. You got to realize I'm his dad, bro.
Right.
And I was a disciplinarian. I was strict, structured. So certain things I didn't see. I never saw Quan pop a pill in front of me. I saw him smoke weed. I saw him drink liquor.
Yeah, I saw him drink and smoke.
But certain things I never saw him do.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I knew when he was higher than normal.
Yeah.
And I would address it with him. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell him, like, hey, man, whatever you going through in life, your ounce ain't in a pill bottle or liquor bottle, man. I used to tell him that.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We used to have, conversations. I wasn't scared. I wasn't no yes guy around him. You follow me?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, man, I know what hard work and grind and discipline and putting my money up can do for me.
Right.
So I didn't have to, quote unquote, kiss ass.
Yes, Lord.
I'm not on them
and
times.
that's what we love. And I can feel that from you, but that's what we love. Even with my kids, I'm gonna be like that forever because they know I'm big. I'm the final boss.
Believe that.
I don't give a damn if you go pro.
Believe
Dad, I'm the final
Believe
boss.
that. And guess what? We had the kind of understanding, man. Like, I don't care if you got a $300,000 check, man.
Yeah. Or this big car worth $600,000.
But guess what, man? You gonna always respect me, and I'm gonna respect you.
Right.
Man. We gonna have a mutual respect for each other. You understand?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I used to tell Quan and my other K, man, listen, these conversations I had, they not for me, son.
Right.
They for y'all.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So do I have, like, in hindsight, I'd be like, maybe I could have done more. But at the end of the day, man, I did what I could do.
Right.
I don't have any ill feelings. I don't have any remorse for my actions.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I tell people, if you see me upset, bro, it's because I miss dude in the flesh. I don't have a guilty conscience where I coulda, woulda, should.
Yeah.
No, none of that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Because I gave him that and some of my life.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know he knew that, bro.
Yeah.
We used to laugh about
And he would always bring you up.
Yeah.
Whoever he would talk to, if you was a real nigga, he would talk about his daddy some way in that conversation.
That was my man, bro. Like that was my like we had a bond, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's what I miss.
Yeah.
Like I ride my bike, bro, bicycle. Quan passed September the 5th. I started riding my bike September the 7th. I just picked my bike back up 2 weeks ago. You know what was the hardest part of that ride for me?
What's that?
Not talking to my son. We used to talk in the morning, like Quan
Why
would
you
call
riding
me
this
like,
shit?
you on that bike, ain't you? Yes, sir. But we had them talks, and he'd be like, Dad, I love you, I appreciate you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So I miss that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I miss like I was sitting there watching a basketball game the other night and went to pick up the phone and call him, bro.
Man, I feel for you,
sometimes
bro.
I think about in the boxing game, these new up and coming boxers, I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
Quan schooled me on all this, man. He told me about these young boy, Dad, he the truth, man. I'm telling you. You feel what I'm saying?
Javante Davis.
Yeah, like
this and that.
I ain't know nothing about all these
You
boys.
a Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I mean? Them
Holyfield and
niggas,
all that.
yeah.
I'm old school.
But you a boxing fan.
But I love boxing, man. And he
man.
used to school me on it. But one thing I'm forever grateful for, man, we have some beautiful memories, man.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
And now that he's gone, man, I didn't even know how important pictures was until now, man.
Right.
You follow me? I didn't realize how important that I love you as a pop. I don't want nothing. I'm just letting you know I appreciate you.
Right.
Like sometimes, bro, I lay there and I just read them text messages,
Right.
man. You follow me?
Yeah.
It give me a sense of him still being there, man.
Right.
You
Yeah,
follow
for
me?
sure, for sure.
Yeah, like, bro, like, and I say to our people, man, pay attention to your loved ones, man.
sure.
You follow me?
For sure.
Even if it's uncomfortable, man. You know, sometimes you got to have them uncomfortable conversations to get comfortable, man.
That's a fact.
Because guess what, man? And I say this, man, till my last days. This chair I'm sitting in alone, I don't wish this on nobody,
Right.
man.
It's rough.
I mean, I'm 7 months in, bro.
Man, it's rough, brother.
Few days, we're going to be 8 months in. Bro, listen. When I was watching my grandson go to the prom the other day, and I was looking around and Quan wasn't there,
Bro.
I'm fooling myself. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Man, Quan out a show.
You trying to psych yourself out.
I'm trying to psych myself out. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's like, I thank the fans so much, bro. Like, I honestly didn't know the love, the respect that was displayed for my son.
Yeah.
I was in awe, man.
Yeah.
I was in awe. I'm talking, man, like
a legend, bro. You raised a legend, bro. That boy one of the most influential. And I'm telling you this, bro. That man was one of the most influential artists of this generation. That sound was not the sound of music. Them dudes single-handedly ushered in this melody type of flow. And then on top of that, you could tell you was around because when he got into it with Fly, with the business, hey, we stopped this, hold on.
Believe that.
That's how you can tell somebody is installing game in this young man. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm telling you, bro, you did a great job with that boy, man.
Thank you, man.
A legend.
I appreciate it.
You done that, bro.
I appreciate it.
And when you lay down, know that.
Dig
I did that one.
Dig it.
You see what I'm saying? I did that one, dog.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Always, that come from Loon, bro. That come from me, bro. You done that one.
I appreciate
For
that,
sure,
man. I'm
bro.
going to say something. You just spoke on the TIG litigations and stuff, right? I'm going to shout out Fly again, man. When I was making arrangements for my son, Fly met me over at the church. We were going over numbers and stuff. And I got ready to go pay for the church venue. I walked out in the hallway. Fly was already in the hall. I said, where you going? He said, I got this, man. You go back in there and handle the rest of it.
Dope.
I want to shout out Fly, man.
Shout out Fly.
Before Quan passed and after Quan's transition, man, Fly called me, check on my mental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you feeling? You know, how your day going? And, you know, we developed a great respect and friendship for each other, man. And, you know, I told him, man, I appreciate, you know, the chance you took on my son. I know things took off fast and, you know, we were overwhelmed.
Right.
But, you know, through maturity, man, and some praying, like, we overcame that obstacle, man.
Yes.
And I shout out because dude stood in the paint and went and spent the bag with me on my son's homegoing,
Right.
man.
And that's we gotta commend him for that.
Like,
Salute him for
like you gotta call an ace and a spade
For
a
sure.
spade, you know?
For sure.
Like you said, these labels make millions of dollars off these kids, but won't even turn around and send you a bucket of chicken when
My
something
God.
happens. And when I say Fly was there the whole way with me, man, making sure I was good, you know, and like I buried a lot of my family, bro. So I know how the process go.
Right.
But this one here was a bit overwhelming, and Monte, Day, and Fly, they were all instrumental in bringing this home going together for me because I wasn't in a space mentally to do
already
it.
knowing.
But it's like, hey man, we know what Quan deserved. Quan's home going wasn't for flash or nothing. My son earned that home going, man. You follow me?
Yeah.
And shout out to the team, man, for
sure.
assisting me, bro.
Yeah.
In one of the darkest times of my life, man.
Yeah. Burying your son is so traumatic.
Yeah.
Did with the turnout at the funeral, did you feel like that enough of the industry, enough of the rappers and stuff supported Quan like they should have?
No, I mean, afterwards I paid attention to it, but that day, bro, I was so out of it, it didn't matter.
Right.
And honestly, when I made the announcement that we were going public with the funeral, it wasn't for the industry, man. It was for those fans, man, that allowed my son to be in places and spaces only he would have dreamed of being.
Right.
I have a big heart toward the fans, man. I don't get into the industry cats, you follow me? Because it ain't like if it was somebody I was cool with, you understand?
But see, that's part of what had Quan in the dark space.
Believe it.
Is this industry
business
and
itself.
them not when he was piping hot, niggas was hitting him and he'll come
Believe that.
Right? He would come and always service them or help them when he could. He did talk to me about, he had a time where he kind of did get in an arrogant bag and we was like, yeah, nigga, I ain't. But for the most part, bro would help other rappers. And so when I speak about the industry, it just also echoes the fact that it's just so fake in this industry, bro, where I can give you a hit 5 years ago, and then because we may ain't talk in 18 months, you won't even check into my funeral.
Right. My point, and then, you know, it's a scenario where it's like, Loon, if you and Mike going through it, that ain't got nothing to do with Corey and Mike, man.
Yeah.
You understand? But me being the man I am, I'm gonna come in and try to help you and Mike fix it instead of put fuel on it. You follow what I'm saying? We got enough of that going on. Where are the people that say, hey man, let's sit these brothers down and you know what the elephant in the room be, man?
What?
When we doing that, we leave so many bags on the table, man. You follow me? Because of attitude, because of arrogance,
ego.
You know, like, bruh, you don't never sit down and think about where you came from. You don't think about when you ain't have what you call a pot to piss in or winner to throw it out. And man, when you can I use the example like this here, man. I never met Kobe. I never met Shaq. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Right, rest in peace.
From what I understand, they didn't get along. But they won championships together, man.
Lord have mercy.
They won championships together, man. And at the end of the day, when does the division stop? Man?
Right. So you basically what you saying is you believe because of the Thug and Quan shit, it affected how
it affected Quan a lot. It affected Quan a lot. I can only speak on Quan.
Right.
Quan wouldn't talk to me about it.
Right.
But I know my son, bro. It had a profound effect on his everyday life, man.
Yeah.
I know it did.
Yeah.
Like let's call an ace and a spade a spade. Let's not, you know. But let's not play like it didn't
we ain't
happen.
sugarcoating. Ain't no sense in that.
You know
don't nobody learn from that kind of shit.
Nobody in that.
That ain't nothing.
At the end of the day, I lost a son, bro. These kids lost a father.
Right.
This mother lost a son. This brother lost a brother.
Right.
This uncle lost a nephew, man. You follow me?
Yeah.
So sometimes I be like, man, I wish he would have just went on with something else, man. Because you know what? This a mean industry, bro. It's like one day they praise you and the next day you ain't nothing.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, man, and that's part of success's backside is that it'll take you so far up that when it decides to drop you, it's a long way down. You know what I'm saying? So if you fall off a couch, you may not break none, but if you fall off a building, you may die. So as high as the industry brings you up, when I was talking to Quan, I was like, yo, I know how you feel because you still rap good as a motherfucker. You still fly as a motherfucker. You still got the cars, the jewelry. But these folks is trying to act like your music ain't. They trying to like no-look you.
They box you out, man. They Kaepernick you, bro.
My nigga.
Let's just keep it a book. They Kaepernick you, man. And you know, Jada Kiss got a song say, it's a nigga better than Jordan. He just didn't get that break,
man. That's a whole fact.
You feel me?
That's a whole
fact. Like sometimes I was listening to Quan music last night. Man, you're not gonna tell me that one of the most lyricist niggas you come across, man.
Facts.
But it's like, you know, I got to be cool with Bud. I don't want him mad with me.
So I can't come over there.
I can't, you know, but like at the end of the day, man, I can't undo what's been done, man. You follow me? I don't have no ill feelings. I don't hold no grudges, man. I just know, man, at the end, man, like being honest, that shit affected my son a lot, bro. It did, man. He's human.
Yeah.
And Quan wasn't no hardcore nigga. He wasn't raised like that, bro.
Good nigga.
He was an emotional creature, man. You feel me? And no matter how he put on to me, you, I can imagine, bro, when he was by himself like he the artist. If we see it, imagine he's seeing it 20 times more.
And then you gotta think he looking at it like, not only did me and Thug not continue our relationship, but nigga, all these niggas I will fucking with started. The producers, the engineers, the video, the DJ. Hold on, whoa.
Believe it, man.
Like, and that shit was affecting him, bro. I talked to him about it, and I'm like, man, how do you continue to push knowing that my rapping ain't I'm still one of the best rappers?
Man, do you know, just keeping it a buck, man, since we having this intimate conversation, there were times we as a team carried that boy when he didn't have the strength to carry himself. We believed in him when he didn't believe in himself.
They beat all the confidence out of him.
Like when he just was like, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
I'm rich. These niggas want me chasing this shit.
Yeah, but it was like, man, like Monte, Dre, me, Day Day, even Fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we still believe in you, man.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna, like one thing I can say, man, and I say this not because I was a part of it, but I used to tell Quan all the time, man, one day you're gonna have a profound appreciation for your team, man.
Right.
Because there were times, bro, where we wanted it more than Quan, man.
Yeah.
Like if he didn't have the support system he had, 2014 could have been 2024 could have been way earlier, man.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah.
Because like
they were holding them together.
Yeah, like we held them down, bro.
Yeah.
We held them down, man. Even them days, like, bro, we had knockdown drag outs with Buddy, man.
Yeah.
Because he was in a dark space.
Yeah.
You understand? And then like he would always say, y'all don't know what I go through. Y'all ain't the artists. Hey man, we with you regardless. We with you regardless. But that's just like you in your situation. You probably had a time you're like, man, you know what? But that shit was cold how niggas just played this.
Right. Yeah.
And I can understand Quan mentality towards certain things, but as a father, I'm going with you through the end of time.
Facts.
You feel me? As your manager, I'm going to be there to support you and to put you in positions, man. But it was a lot of time, man, like mentally he just wasn't there.
Yeah. They got him. They got your confidence. That's why I try to tell niggas like that. If they get your confidence,
game damn near
game over.
Man.
Yeah.
We was just talking about that, what you doing them.
Yeah.
Like and see, that's a valuable word. So it's like when we go back to our generation and our people, man, it's okay to raise your hand and say, I need some help. Like I told you, man, I'm 55 years old. I just raised my hand and said, I need some help, bro.
Got to, bro.
I see a therapist, man. I told one of my partners, I see a therapist. He's like, oh, bro, you do? I ain't gonna tell, man, I don't care who you tell, man.
Nigga,
I'm not embarrassed. You understand? The nigga who ain't acknowledging should be embarrassed.
Well, this is like what we saying. When you are a nigga that's taking in so much, you have to dump it out.
Somewhere.
Nigga, what you do with your trash?
Take it out.
Anything you pile up, you got to go get rid of that somewhere.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, like my mindset now, man, is that like, I got to release. I got to get some of this off me, man.
Yeah.
And going through therapy, it's before Quan.
Right.
I'm talking about childhood stuff
Unpack
that made me who I am today. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? At some point, man, you got to learn how to let go, man.
Yeah.
You got to get off your dad and wasn't there.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah,
you got to get off
Yeah.
somebody else had to raise you. Because guess what you do? You start caring that you affected innocent people that ain't got nothing to do with.
Bleeding on people that didn't cut you.
So it's like, man, and I'm gonna tell you one of my biggest advocates for therapy, man. That boy Monte been on me for a few years, man.
Yeah, shout out Monte. He kicked that high level shit like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He told me, hey, bro, go see a therapist, bro. You got a lot on you.
Yeah.
And one day, man, I just said,
Where did you find your therapist at? Like you just
I found my therapist through my insurance provider,
Dope.
man. Through my insurance provider. And I was kind of query at first, a little nervous, didn't know what to expect, was keeping some stuff. And I just told him one day, I said, I ain't got no reason not telling you the truth. You here to help me.
Exactly.
So man, I just started pouring in.
That's dope.
I see her once a week, man, and like I look forward to it now, man. Like
because you dumping the rest of the week, you take it in.
I'm taking in, and it's like man, it's like anything else, man. Pressure bust pipes, man.
Yeah, bro.
High blood pressure, ulcers, and stuff, man. A lot of that come from worration, man.
Yes, Lord.
Not confide. You got to find somebody to confide in, man.
Got to dump that shit.
I don't care who you is, man. Like I read one time, dude say, if your car check engine light, come on, you take it to the shop. If your chest start hurting, you go to the doctor. Well, if your mental ain't right, why you can't go get you some help,
They
man?
think your mental can't be broken.
Bro, but listen,
it can
listen, man. September the 5th, 2024. Transitioned my whole life, man.
Right.
My whole life took a turn, and guess what, bro? That ain't for the weak, man.
Yeah, no,
that's
a big journey to be on.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like through my therapist, man. Like, bro, you know, before I start talking about, man, I used to be at the cemetery 7-8 times a month. I'm talking about, man, walking in this mausoleum, keeping it real with you, man. Walking in this mausoleum, walking up the Quan space. And when I touch it, it move a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, so hurt, want to just snatch that mud down.
Tell him come up out of
come
there.
on, man.
Yeah.
Or just want him to say, Pop, let's go.
Man.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, but you can't endure all that, and you still got 5 grandkids. You still got businesses to oversee. You still got Quan's career. You still got, projects you thinking about. You got publishing stuff you're dealing with. You're dealing with your last project you dropped. Then you got grandkids. Then you got your life, man.
Yeah. And imagine that if you don't ever get the dump. Imagine what you go take in. You went and took in. That's your kid.
Right.
That's a lot to just. That's a lot to put on a motherfucker. And then you leave out of there and never dump that. And then do it again tomorrow.
Bro, listen, guess what you're going to do? You're going to start blowing on innocent people, ain't got nothing to do with it. Last Friday, my oldest grandson prom. That's the happiest I seen that kid since his dad left him.
Right.
I spent all day Friday getting him ready for the prom.
Right.
Then Saturday, Quan got a 10-year-old son, had a birthday, he turned 11. Then Sunday, I went to church with my grandbaby to surprise her. Right. So you think about, bro, that's a whole weekend consumed with grandkids. You follow what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, you still trying to find some peace. When I see my grandson Royal spitting image of Quan, man.
Right.
Spitting image.
Yeah.
Had him with me about a month ago. He was laying over there on the sofa. I said, Roy, you sleep? He said, no, I'm on the phone, Papa. I look at him. Man, he balled up in a knot just like his dad. Mannerism.
Yeah.
And I look at him sometime and I said, man, you raising Quan all over again.
Another time.
And then when I see this kid, he looking so sad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, let's sit down and talk, man.
Right.
What's wrong? Papa, I just miss my dad.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
That alone. And then guess what? He got 4 more that's missing their dad. And guess what? Loon, I'm missing their dad.
Right. Whole family just going through this together. The whole family,
bro, still in disbelief, man. Still in shock.
Yeah.
Still in denial.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, I sat with Ricky Smiley. You know, he lost his son.
Yes. Salute.
You know, man, it's like, salute to Rick, man. And like, he got a chapter in his book said, God will give you double for your trouble. And he was talking about a scenario where he lost his son and God revealed to him that he had 2 twins. Didn't he know they were his, man?
Wow.
Went outside one day to just holler, he said, pertaining to his son. And the test results came back. Them 2 twins was his, man.
That's crazy.
That's
but like
crazy,
you say,
man.
God, that rings true.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But I wonder is like, I mean, I guess time and I just don't know how I don't have the words to make it through that stuff.
You'll never have, and even through therapy, man, just keeping it a buck with you. And it's still a fear that I have, I'll be honest. One of my biggest fears now, man, for me, is mourning myself to death, man. Yes. I'm just being honest. I'm being transparent.
Damn real
I'm being transparent, man.
Bro, that's real.
Like, how do you move on with something you've been attached to for 34 years? And I'm not talking about no drop in dad.
Yeah.
I've been with Quan from his birth room to the graveyard, man. You feel me? Like, bro, we've had our ups and downs, but guess what? It's my son.
Yeah.
I got texts I read probably 2-3 times a month. And my suffering and my grief is different because I can play a song and hear my son. You know what I'm saying? Or you can cut out. That's why I took a break from Instagram.
Right.
People were showing me so much love, and I'm grateful for that.
But it tame you down.
But it slows down my healing process.
Yeah, bro.
And not only are me and my family hurting, whereas people across the United States hurting because of my son's transition.
Right.
And you be like, God, I thank you. In spite of, man, I always thank God because I know that Quan was blessed, man. I know he was gifted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to see the people that he has touched now, it touches me, man.
Right.
Like, bro, I'm out and about. I went to get a tag the other day. Went in there to pay the money, got the tag. The lady said, "You strong." I said, "Excuse me?"
She knew who you were.
She said, "You strong." I said, "You know me?" She said, "You Quan, Dad." I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "I'm not strong." I said, "Just appear that way." I said, "That man up there is my strength."
Right.
I said, "Ma'am, there are days where I be so weak, man. I don't know what to do."
I'm already.
But during them times, man, like, God stepped in. And he remind me that Quan's time down here was complete, man. His job was done.
Yeah.
And they go back to a sermon I heard years ago. There's a pastor out here named Timothy Fleming. His son got killed in a car accident. You know what he preached the sermon. You know what the sermon was?
What?
Now I know how God feel.
Losing his son.
And now I know, man. And not only that, I got a brother that was traveling with Quan and stuff. I lost him 18 months before Quan passed.
Damn, bro.
My baby brother.
Yeah.
So it's like,
damn, son, R.I.P.
It's like R.I.P. to me, man. Like, I raised him as my son. When Quan first started, I put him with Quan. He was my eyes for me.
Yeah.
You feel me? He was my eyes.
Yeah.
I know he genuinely loved his nephew and his nephew loved him.
Yes.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I lost him. Then my middle brother had a massive stroke before, probably a month or so before my baby brother passed.
Mm-hmm.
And then a year and a half later, I lose my son.
And that's what you mean by mourning yourself to death. And this is a very important conversation, bro, because a lot of people, you know, they say death come in threes and all these different things. So what happens is you can find yourself in that feedback loop of just sad. That's what I'm saying. You got to intentionally put some happy in there.
There you go.
But then what is happy now? Now I got to redefine happy.
Happy, yeah. And then you know what? Like right now in my life, happiness or a smile is temporary right now, man. You follow me? I need to learn how to get back to some permanency, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's temporary right now, man, because I'm always reminded that, you know, me and Quan used to say, we are all we got. So if we all we got and he gone.
Right. What do we get? What do I got?
Yeah. You feel me?
So but I think it's about perspective. So, and it's gonna take time. It ain't something you're gonna be able to do just like, all right, I'm changing how I'm viewing this, but at some point the rubber has to meet the road where we go from missing him to celebrating. Right? Where it's like when I do get a tag from a fan, it don't hit me where it make me miss him. It make me remember and celebrate. I done that.
Yeah,
he done that. We done that. Salute. We done that.
Believe that.
You know, but that's gonna take time. But you have to be intentional with trying to like curve that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gotta curve that because you're gonna have an emotion when you see him for the rest of your life.
That's real.
But you gotta choose which path.
That's right.
Do I need to go with this or can I dictate it? Right now it's too strong. It's overpowering.
Believe it.
I can't even dictate it the other way. But in the event, when I get that opportunity to start seeing my son and instead of mourning him, celebrating, because God does have the final say. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, like, and one of the things, like, I think what keep me going is that I'm reminded this is temporary.
Right.
You understand? We get caught up in it thinking it's forever.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer that sometimes God come get certain people to get our attention.
Right.
To let you know,
Yes.
don't get comfortable down here on earth.
Yes.
Because this ain't your final destination.
Yes.
And like I said, I know I see him again, and like I had little signs, man. Like I woke up one morning, I looked up, and I just saw him smiling, bro.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So like I get signs that he in a better place, and when he transitioned and I had to go to the hospital and I saw him, it was a piece on him I hadn't seen in a minute, man.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I see some light at the end of the tunnel,
Right.
man. You follow me? First it was real dark.
Yeah, and it's you hopefully you'll continue to walk towards the light, and it gets brighter and brighter. You know what I'm saying?
See, like I want to use the platform, man, to just help others.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my partner said, bro, what you gonna do next? I said, bro, I just want to help others, man.
Yeah.
I just want to bring mental awareness, depression, you know, things among let our men know it's okay to discuss them things,
Right,
man.
for sure.
And you ain't got to discuss them on platform. Just talk to somebody, man.
Dump.
'Cause
You got to dump this
yeah,
shit.
because like you said, if not, man, shit gonna explode one day, man.
Yeah.
You follow
and
me?
and nobody's excluded from that.
Nobody, man.
I want to ask you this too. Did you ever meet Young Thug?